Hi. Welcome to What the Heck Happened with Todd and Tom. Two guys talking about the world around them. Today's podcast is the first in a series about gambling, Las Vegas, casinos, and chasing a mythology long gone by. My wife, Ashley, sat down with me to talk about our trips to Vegas, where we have stayed, the shows we've liked, the games we played, and what we've done in Vegas so far. I hope you enjoyed this episode and come away with some ideas for your next trip to Sin City. All right, we're recording now.
Okay.
You okay?
I'm ready.
You fine?
I'm fine.
You need your headphones up a little bit or anything? Can you hear fine?
I guess.
Yeah? You all right?
Yeah.
Good?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I feel really weird with this microphone in my face, though.
Why?
I don't know. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so this is going to be part of the Blackjack or the gambling episode that I'm going to do.
Oh, I hate that word.
Gambling?
Yeah, it sounds like irresponsible gambling.
What is it about? Why?
Why can't you just say the casino?
Well, it's all about gambling. It's all about casinos, playing blackjack, the types of people you see in the casino. We've seen in Vegas. Oh, Atlantic City. That's a whole nother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, poor Atlantic City. Anyway. So when's the first time you went to Las Vegas?
I don't remember the year. I think we were married. But every September, my mom had a golf thing. I don't know, like a conference there every September. So Whit and my aunt and my mom, we would all go out and share one room and live off my mom's comps that she got.
How'd she get comps?
From her work, you know, like she had a certain amount of money that she had that she could use to pay and everything. So we used like all of that.
So you were living off the teat of the corporation that she was working for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes.
That's a way to do it.
Except for like the shows and stuff.
So what was your favorite part about it when you were going with your mom and your sister and your aunt?
We went to a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
Mamma Mia was one of the really good ones before it got really popular. Avenue Q, which is still to this day hysterical.
What was Avenue Q?
That was the one with the neighborhood, and it was kind of like built around like all these different neighbors that had different backgrounds and ethnicities and
Is
sexuality.
that the one with the puppets?
Yeah.
So it was like Sesame Street for adults.
Yes, but it was hysterical. And then we saw one with Queen. And then who's the guy that my mom really likes that she knows? Not Barry Manilow.
That she knows?
Yeah, who's the guy that's out there?
She knows a performer? Wayne Newton? Who?
Yeah, was it Wayne Newton that she likes? I don't know. We went to some show, and she like knew him from like way back when. But
Really?
he was like a really popular like lounge singer kind of guy.
Well, no, as far as lounge singers, I mean, Wayne Newton, not Barry Manilow.
Yeah, yes, Barry Manilow.
It was Barry Manilow?
Uh-huh.
How the heck does she know Barry Manilow?
I don't know. Like, you know, Mom, she knows everybody. So Barry Manilow, we saw him. We saw
That's right, you saw Siegfried and Roy.
Like the week before
the tiger attack. Oh, wow.
And we were right up front.
I totally forgot about that.
Yes, that was a really good show. I thought it was so stupid, and I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to feel like, you know, I have to go and watch this stupid lion and men jumping around on a stage. But then once we got there and we had front row seats, I was like, okay, this is good. Those are the only shows. Oh, I saw the Beatles show.
Love?
Yes, it was really good. Kind of trippy.
Yeah.
But good. And the Queen, I don't remember the name of it, but I think it was called We Will Rock You.
I think that's the name
that
of
was
it.
so good. And then the other thing I did with my aunt out there, which I don't know if we've ever talked about, but my aunt and I did a bus trip out to Red Rock Canyon.
No, I remember that.
And we like went out walking and hiking. And the other thing is that we ate at the top of the stratosphere. We ate lunch, which was really
cool. The
cool.
revolving restaurant?
Yeah. Although I could never figure out where the bathroom was.
Because it kept moving away from you?
Yeah. Kept like going in circles.
You kept walking towards it, but it wasn't getting any closer. And then we went in 2009.
Yes, because Hangover... No. What's the movie that had just come out?
That was The Hangover.
Yeah, that had just come out, and you were dying to
go to Vegas. Right. So we went, and we stayed at Caesars. Mm-hmm. And I was playing a lot of craps at the time. I wasn't playing blackjack yet. That's all I did was craps. But we did go see the show over at Bally's, and while we were waiting...
Oh, yeah, the burlesque show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Oh, I saw one of those, too, at Tropicana.
What was that called?
But it was the topless adult only show.
We saw the topless one.
We did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, then I've seen it twice.
I mean, there were pasties. I don't know. No, they were fully topless.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Made me giggle, I remember.
Doesn't take much.
No. As you know, nudity on television and live makes me giggle.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a really cool one. We always go right back to that same machine every time. Because, we had like 20 minutes to wait.
Right, we put $20 in it, the triple diamond, and we won $805.
And we were like, what's going on? Why is it
You
ringing?
wanted to run away. You thought something was wrong.
I was like, oh my God, we have to go. What's wrong? That's doing something. But we won. That started our
photograph of that ticket. $820.50 we cashed out at. See?
I forgot about that.
And then that started my gambling addiction.
You can't call it an addiction when you have some control over it.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. So, yeah, but I just played craps that week, and I believe won a lot of money that week.
Yeah, because we were up and down the strip,
and I would just bounce in, win a few $100 and get the heck out, and we'd just keep moving. There was that one day where we started where I think we went to New York. We walked up, and then we crossed the street and came all the way back down.
Yeah, something like that.
We took a cab.
Or Excalibur.
Yeah, we walked through them all and then came back down the other side.
Yeah,
of the strip.
It was fun.
So then we went back for my 40th birthday.
I am the best wife
You
ever.
are the best wife ever. You get an A++++++.
And I remember you were so irritated. Like, why is your mom coming over my 40th birthday? And Grady was like a year old.
He was almost
2.
He was 2. He was turning 2. He would have been 2 by that time because that was 2012.
Yes. So you didn't know where we were going until we were in the airport, right?
No, you had told me.
Oh,
before
did I
then.
tell you?
Yeah,
because I needed you to pack or something.
Yeah, and you went and tell me what I needed to pack, and it was like the day before, maybe.
But you knew we were going somewhere because I had you get off work. Yeah. So you're totally surprised.
Yep, you had conspired months earlier with your mother to build up comps to get things while we were out there.
Oh, yeah, right. Because I was there in September and then I went back in November. And I made sure that we used the comp card for all of our meals because we stayed at Paris that time with my mom. That's my favorite place to stay.
Well, I like Paris, too.
I like the Mirage, but I really like Paris.
We stayed at Paris for that trip.
The whole time.
And we went down, I don't know how many times I had salmon and asparagus at the little French place downstairs.
Yeah, I love it. It's totally reasonable. Oh, you're talking about the inside one. Remember the outside one where you can sit like
there's that one, further up outside where we had breakfast each morning with eggs Benedict and sat out on the sidewalk and watched humanity wake up in Las Vegas. Yeah. Which is really interesting.
Yep. The Walk of Shame.
Yes, the Walk of Shame. You had the early birds, which were your older retired folks, and then you had the younger ones who just didn't know that they should have gone to bed 4 hours ago. Yeah. And they were doing the Walk of Shame, barely wearing whatever the heck was riding up their back.
Yeah, that was a fun trip. I was very well planned on that trip.
Yes, we went 4-wheeling.
That was so fun.
Out in the desert, almost right next to the Air Force Base.
Oh, yeah. And then we drove through Red Rock Canyon, remember? Fun.
Yeah, we did have fun. And I did that awesome jump on the top of the hill. Because we were the only one that had the quad. And even the guide said, wow, I've never seen anybody pull that off the first time.
I was a little nervous.
I understand. Because I took that hill full bore.
You did.
I had to pedal down to the floor.
I just didn't want to flip over.
But then we came up, and I went sideways in the air and boop, landed on like a skateboarder on a half pipe. It was awesome.
That really was a fun trip. Because we didn't worry about anything, and everything was like our room was comped because of all the things before that. And we had coupons. Yeah, that was one of the best trips.
What else did we do?
I don't know. I think that was it.
We went to a neon museum that trip. That was the first time that we went there.
Oh, right.
And that was really cool. Which I recommend.
That was really cool.
I recommend that tour to anybody, even if they're not into neon or signs, because of all the mafia stuff you learn about the town.
Yeah.
Because our guide had a lot of knowledge about the mob and the history of the clubs. So as you walk through the Boneyard, which is the little storage lot in the back where they have the old signs they've taken down over the years in Vegas, they would tell you stories about, mobsters who had been in the clubs and the celebrities and law enforcement around it and why clubs opened and closed, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a really good one. We did something else too, though, that was really cool.
2009, we went to Madame Tussauds.
Oh, yeah, there it is. We were looking at we have a picture book. From
Yes, we have our little photo album that Ashley made on Shutterfly of our trip.
For a present.
I take it out every once in a while and look
For
at
Christmas present. We went to Bellagio, which, speaking of the Bellagio, MGM has the same flower things that the Bellagio does, which is really cool. In the MGM in National Harbor.
Oh, the National Harbor. We just went to National Harbor last night, first time, which I think is probably in the state of Maryland the casino's closest to Vegas, having a Vegas feel to it, and compare it to Maryland Live or any downtown at the Horseshoe. Or
we did have fun on this trip.
You loved that silver guy.
He was cool. That mime.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah.
Oh, remember? And then you made me go through the Venetian, but it was so smelly.
I don't
know
what is it with the Venetian and the
Venetian.
Encore. It's those properties, you walk through them and it's like going into a Hollister or Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah,
it's like you get overwhelmed with this odor, this scent of, I don't know, cheap old woman perfume or something.
I don't know. It's disgusting, though.
Gives
I
you a
can't even
headache.
stand it. Well, that's if I had to say one thing that I don't like about Vegas, it would be the smell of the Venetian.
That... There you have it.
Well, and then the gondola rides, like they look like fun, but really they're not so.
We
fun.
didn't go on a gondola ride.
No, because I couldn't stand the smell.
Yeah. But did you go on one?
I did
before?
go on a gondola ride with Mom and Whit and Ann, and then
Right.
some random man.
Excuse me?
There's a random man that was trying to
He was
hit on Mom.
He was riding with you. It wasn't the guy with the stick.
No, he got on the gondola with us.
Really?
He was trying to hit on Mom. And it took us a little doing to get away from him.
Really? So he followed you once you got off the gondola?
Tried to.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
But Sally, she's really...
Did she shoo him away?
Yes. I'm with my family.
Sorry. Well, it's kind of like last night. We were in line
Oh, Lord have mercy.
for the restaurant. We ate at Ginger, which was awesome.
So good.
Great food. But then there was a group of 4 or 5 older...
No, 3.
Three
This
of them?
is a group of 3. They wanted to make 5.
They wanted to make 5 because larger tables were available at the moment. The other tables were reserved, but people hadn't shown up yet. And they were getting a little anxious in line waiting for dinner. And they had asked if Ashley and I would like to join them to make a group of 5 so that we could have a larger table and get in there sooner. And I had to eventually say, no, thank you. We're on a date. We don't get to do this very often. Thank you. Which everyone burst out into laughter. And
They did.
it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the food was so good.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they be closer? Not
I
for the
know.
gambling aspect, or if they just had another restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. While you were in Vegas with your mom and your sister and your aunt, you had a favorite game that you liked to play.
Yes, The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz. And it was addictive. I played it.
But it's not the Wizard of Oz one that has like the humongous, great big screen. Like the new casino slot machines have these like single individual big screens. This one had like a little regular screen.
You would play as a group. It was a bank of 4 slot machines.
Yeah.
You had a large screen above them that everyone shared, and everyone chose the character of the 4 main characters in Wizard of Oz that they could be. And you had bonuses that were assigned by character, or everyone was involved. And then once in a while, you never knew when it was going to happen, but the wizard would appear and grant everyone or each individual player a multiple spin bonus or of some sort. I honestly think they got rid of it because it paid out too much.
They didn't get rid of it at Paris. It was there when we did the half last year.
It was?
Yeah,
they still
because
have that machine there.
Mom and Chris and Lisa and Whitney were
Oh my God.
because it's in Paris in the back near the sports.
I'm surprised they still have it.
Yeah, the one last night that I found was Emerald City, which is not like,
Not the same.
yeah, like it's just a big slot machine with this
Well,
huge
everyone gets so
screen.
excited when a wizard shows up.
Yeah, I played a slot machine last night, to which I won. I had won $50, but then I lost another $20. But it was really cool.
You gotta learn to stop when you're ahead.
I know.
Quit when you're ahead, woman.
I know. It's just hard. Just trying to pass the time.
Oh, sorry. Well, actually, it was on a slot machine. I was playing Blackjack, which is my fascination with Blackjack. In 2010, I wasn't playing, or 2009, I wasn't playing Blackjack yet. I don't even think on my 40th I was playing Blackjack yet. I got into Blackjack because of
Didn't you watch a movie?
21, and
And
then
you thought, oh, I can do that.
I can count cards. I can do that. I had booked the bachelor party for Darren.
Oh, right.
All the guys were going. We were going to go stay in Vegas. We stayed at the Golden Nugget, which was awesome, down in Fremont. And where humanity rubs up against the edge of existence. And I decided to start practicing. We were going in September. Yes, because we flew out on September 11th and we were all nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I ordered a shoe off of Amazon and I started practicing.
And this table thing.
Yeah, and this table. This was the training table. The guys came over twice and I taught them to play blackjack and how to count. That's why I got this.
It just didn't stick with them as much. As...
No, I don't know why it's so hard for them to count -1, 0, and 1, but they can't keep track. It's not that hard.
I know. So anyway, you practiced in the basement for
months. 4 months. I practiced for 4 months.
Every night.
Every night. And I got to the point where I could count 2 decks of cards within 1 minute and have the count dead on. And then I went to Maryland Live. And I went there with exactly $278. And I played for an hour and a half. And I won $400 that night.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I actually kept a spreadsheet of all my winnings and losses for the first year. I did pretty well that first year. So I learned to count. And then because I wanted to go out to Vegas, and I literally did just sit at a blackjack table the first 2 days, probably for about 30 hours.
And won a whole lot of money.
Yes.
That was then lost. However,
later on, it was the last night of the trip.
I found out later on, yep.
The last night of the trip, I think I was up about $5,000 or $6,000.
And you got ballsy and decided...
I got ballsy and went to the high limit room. And I got my ass handed to me. But I still came back.
I don't know how much you went out with, so I don't know.
I went out with about $1,500, and I think I came back with $39. So I still did well.
And paid for your trip.
Paid for the trip.
Yeah, those quick trips are a little brutal. But I also was running 2 races.
Yeah.
Went out Friday night. Or was it Saturday? No, I went out Saturday morning, ran a race Saturday night, ran another race Sunday night, and then went to the airport at 11 o'clock on Monday.
My God.
Yep.
I don't think I could do that.
Yeah. They want to do it again this year.
Is that the rock and roll run? Or what is
yeah,
it?
the rock and roll.
So you get nervous when I'm playing cards.
It's not that I get nervous. I just, sometimes when there's a lot of money on the table, like $200.
Which to you is unlike what the old man behind us at the other table was playing.
Yeah, well, let's talk about him in a second.
Okay.
But for when there's $200 on the table and you don't know what's going to happen, and I think to myself, how many extra hours do I need to work in order to make $200?
Oh my God.
Because that's what I think of, is I work so hard, and then that's a lot of money.
But last night, I went on Monday, and I'm not going to say how much I won, but I won a lot. In a very short time. In a lunch hour, I won.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I would have lost anything last night, it wouldn't have mattered. We were ahead for the week. But in your mind, I think as soon as you win money, it's yours. Is that how you see it? Kind of if you were playing, or when I'm playing and you're watching me play, the chips in front of me, what do you think of that money? Is it our money at that point?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
But I don't think of it as my money.
No. That's not what I'm talking about. But you're thinking, okay, that money, those chips in front of me, that's as good as money in my wallet. And that's the way you see it, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference. When I'm playing cards, my chips are nothing more. Right at that point, it's all their money. Once you sit down at a table and you decided to gamble, and it's called gambling for a reason, you have already handed over the money to the casino. Your job is to protect what's in front of you and make more. So if you lose it, it doesn't matter because you had already consciously committed to handing that money over to them anyway.
Yeah, I don't like that.
If you don't separate yourself from it, you'll start to make some desperate, idiotic decisions. Like you've told me you're afraid that I'm going to chase it. That if I have a bad night, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to chase the money and try to get it back. Start going into the bank account, doing things like that.
Yes.
But I don't. Because once it's like playing, it's a game. It's a game for a reason. It's a game. So once I decided, okay, my rule is that I always try to have 20 bets of the minimum at the table, which translates to if I'm going to go play a $25 table, then I better be committed to losing $500.
That's so much money.
But usually,
I mean, in our little scheme of things,
yes,
in our little world
you're
of
right,
life.
it is. And if I didn't know how to count cards, I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
I'd still be playing craps. I'd still be playing a three-point Molly. That may give you a little bit of insight into what's in my mind. When I sit down and I put that money on the table and I hand over my cash and they give me chips back right there. That's the casino's money. I've given them $500 cash. It's gone. That's it. I've already kissed it goodbye. This is what they're giving me in return, and it's theirs. So it's up to me to get more of their money. And if you can do that, then you won't chase it because you've already paid $500 to sit at the table. And if you're not financially or emotionally able to sit there and accept that, then don't do it. Playing cards, gambling period is not for you. See, that's why slot machines are the biggest money maker for casinos, because it's just pushing a button and it's small increments and just chipping away. It's easy for you to play a slot machine and to stick a 20 or a 30 or 40 or however much money you put in there and push that button. You'll sit there for a half an hour, and then it's either you've won a little bit, or you're breaking even, or it's gone. You don't think much because you're losing such little amounts at a time.
Right.
But in playing cards or playing craps or playing any other game, table game, big swing can just come and decimate you very quickly, unless you know how to play.
But you also have to make sure the people around you are playing right, because when they don't play right, it really messes you up.
It can mess you up, but overall, blackjack is a long-term game. If you're at the casino to make a lot of money quickly, go play craps. Go play roulette. Roulette's one of the worst games in the casino. But if you're there to make a lot of money quick, that's where you need to go. Cards, whether it's poker or blackjack, baccarat, any of those games, it's a long-term game. It's not about, you can't sit there for 15 minutes and expect to make any money. That's a lucky thing. Like the other day when I was at the casino and I was playing during the lunch hour, if I just so happened to walk into a shoe that got a way positive count on it, that was just luck. And honestly, that's the highest shoe I've ever counted. That number is the highest I have ever encountered. And I just happened to sat down at the right time, and I got my money and ran. But blackjack is a long-term game. It's almost like, if you want to compare it to a sport, it's like baseball. There's 9 innings in baseball. Seems like it drags on forever. Craps, one of those games is like boxing or MMA. It's just quick. It could be done in 15 seconds, or it could take 10 rounds. You don't know. But if you look at it, it's that's why I always sit down with 20 minimum bets, because because the cards are going to go against you and they're going to go for you. You've got to be able to survive the swing down, to come back out and still have money to play that next shoe, which may have a better count in it.
I just like watching.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in the casino?
I really think that it was that man last night. Like, he was so, I don't know. Like, he had no idea that he has $500 chips in front of him until the dealer tells him, because he can't even see his chips. He has 3 guards around him.
Yeah, that was
so bizarre. I guess because he was handling so much money and he's older, that maybe he felt like
he couldn't even see his chips.
I know.
That was sad.
I know. The dealer kept helping him, but I was like,
you know what my most fun with you in the casino was? Well, there's 2. There's 2.
Arundel Mills.
No, well, now there's 3. But yeah, playing blackjack together at Arundel Mills.
That was fun.
You
but
got
I was
so hammered,
wasted. Yeah.
That, but we won. We were sitting there just winning money at blackjack.
Well, then I was
to
playing
stop
playing.
Hand. I was playing both hands.
I know, because I couldn't even read the cards anymore.
But I think we walked out with,
I don't even know.
Yeah, almost 4. Yeah, and I was playing with was at the Mirage when we were out there with the older gentleman in the cowboy hat.
Yep.
And his Asian girlfriend, wife.
Yeah.
Whatever she was.
That was fun.
But man, we won a lot of money with them. He just kept, but he was playing like, what, $200, $300, and she was playing the same amount. He was putting, oh man, that was crazy.
He just kept giving her money.
But he won all kinds of money. It was crazy. I think he rolled for about a half an hour or 45 minutes.
Yeah. It was fun. Well, it's kind of like that little the woman yesterday that sat down next to you, and she went in with $700.
Oh, yeah, the little Asian woman.
Yeah, and then she started asking
cashed out
for
$4,000.
Really?
Yeah,
it was $4,000.
She cashed out $4,000. She came in with.
I thought she came in with like
500.
Yeah, 500.
She came in with 500, but she was playing like $200, $300 a hand at one point.
Yeah.
But she was winning. Yeah, no, she did really well.
Yeah.
But that's part of my gambling rules, which I'll probably go over in more detail later. One of my favorite times with you was we were in Atlantic City at the Tropicana. Was it the Tropicana? No, it was the Taj Mahal. And you were rolling dice at craps.
Oh, yeah.
And you rolled forever.
Yeah,
and
that was fun.
There was that one man at the end of the table. You must have won him $7,000.
Yeah.
And how much did he give you?
I have no idea.
I think he gave you about $100. I think he threw $100 chip at you. But I'm trying to think, was that... I don't know if you were with me in Atlantic City. I went to Atlantic City a lot for the sign show, but I also went with the guys. We went for my bachelor party, which is the first time I ever walked into a casino, actually. We went for errands, and did we go for Todd's again? Yeah, we did go for Todd's, because he had the inflatable sheep that he had to do different things with. Not anything like that, but yeah, Dolly.
But we went one time with all of our friends, too.
Yeah, that's the time you rolled forever.
Right, because it was late. Remember, everyone was going up to go to
Right.
bed, and we were like, oh, we'll just walk through real quick. And then
And I ended up winning
however much, I don't even know.
a couple thousand.
But then I went the other time with you for the sign show.
Yes.
And we stayed at
Showboat.
It's not there anymore. But I really like Showboat.
I liked the Showboat too.
Yeah. I mean, the decor was a little odd.
Yeah, and it was older, but yeah, that's too bad. I'd like to stay there every time I was there. It was a nice, relaxing casino. It wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel too stuffy. And I was sad. No, but I was playing Crash one time in Atlantic City, and there was this guy who rolled up. He kind of looked like, I don't know, just this weird New York, Jersey Guido type guy, but he had this girl with him that could barely stand up. Were you there? And she was like in a really skimpy outfit, and she could barely stand up, and she was trying to stay awake, and she started rolling, and she couldn't stand. I think I was with the guys.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure Todd was with me for this one. But she rolled for like an hour and a half and did not crap. And she kept saying, I want to go back to the room. And the guy said, no, you need to keep rolling. Oh, man, that's sad. That's the things that people do for gambling. All the things that people do for money and for fun and to torture themselves at the gambling tables. Anyway, I want to thank Ashley for joining me for that one. That was fun. A little walk down memory lane for our little trips to Vegas, and I hope we have a lot more together. What the Heck Happened will be kicking off full episodes, and we will explore some current topics and headlines that have left us shaking our heads. And there's been plenty out there to do that. My neck is getting tired. Check us out on the web at wth-happened.com. We are on Twitter at WhatHappenedPod. We're on Instagram. And we're available on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and soon we will be on Google Play and on Spotify. Once again, I'd like to thank Ashley for joining me, her sweet, sultry voice on the podcast. And join us next time. A couple more episodes will be coming up about gambling, and I'm going to go into the history of blackjack and counting cards. And until next time, just look around you and see what the heck is happening.